to have a lovely personality with me today, Mr. Vikas Sharan, not only just industry colleague, but also from my college, VJTI, also a great singer, having a lot of hobbies by which his personality has been developed over years. And when it comes to profession, he's hardcore professional and he has done remarkably well till now in various industries with various brands and that too all reputed brands. Now, what is philosophy of Saurer to stay ahead of competition? How you are coming out with new products? How is the R&D activities happening with Saurer? Can you just throw some light on that?
You see, Saurer all these years has been ahead because it has been innovative. It has always thought ahead of the curve. It has always thought ahead of the competition. It has thought perhaps sometimes also ahead of time. We have had so much of technologies, which have been part of our research activities. And with the strengths which we have in core spinning, I think we have developed, that's a DNA, as the DNA of the company. We are prevalent and we are significant in whatever products which we sell or we display to show our customers during exhibitions or on common platforms. So you will always see Saurer innovating. That's how we say that we power creation.
But how this innovation is happening? Do you take trials? How you come out with new innovation techniques? What is the methodology which has been adopted by Saurer?
Well, as the process goes, you have an idea, it germinates, you have an alignment, we have experts talking on that, and the idea germinates into a model, that model, a prototype model, and then that is tested in-house before being deployed outside to work under actual conditions. You do a validation, that it is validated by our experts, you analyze it with respect to competition. You come to know that this new offering, whether in machine or in another very significant part of a machine's performance characteristics, is really doing well. And once you are convinced, you serialize it. Of course, our customers have been a very important part of our progress, because if it was not for the customers' honest and sometimes blatant feedback, we would not have been here. So Saurer is indeed really indebted to our customers for acting as a partner in our quest for excellence.
That is really great. But how do you have this industry connect? How you reach to your customers for whatever new development is happening, and how do you spread the word whatever innovation is going to happen, and how you inculcate that into your production program and then telling the customer the benefits of it? How do you manage the entire process?
You see, in my opinion, everything actually starts at the customer's end, because he is the person, or that is the company who has been using our machines. They have been using other machines, and they are really aware about their needs and their requirements, and that again comes from the market, from the end user. So Saurer has its ears very close to the ground, and through its people, right from sales, service, product management, R&D, we listen. We are very close to the customer. We listen to their requirements very intently. If these requirements are such that they are sustainable, there is going to be a mutually rewarding relationship between the manufacturer and the market, and we see tangible benefits coming out of that. That is the trigger which initiates inside, and then the think tanks come into work. It's a pure partnership arrangement which we have with our customers. We develop the prototype inside, we take it to the customer's place, have it installed there, run it, take their feedback. If possible, we also ask the customers to run some of our products like yarns on their machines, maybe some post-spinning processes right up to the garmenting stage, to see whether the product which we have come out with really meets the expectations of the entire textile value chain. And then we are back again to the drawing board for corrections, again feedback coming from the customers, and then finally we are ready with the product. So it goes through various stages of validation before we offer, because what we offer to the customer is very important from their current and their future perspectives.
Now tell me one thing, the way things are happening, globally things are changing quite fast. Productivity, quality norms are changing quite a lot. So according to you, how Indian textile industry, I'm not talking from the machinery point of view, but from the user point of view, how they are evolving themselves? And according to you, what would be the future?
Yeah, of course, the global market is evolved, already has evolved. There are a lot of challenges which are there, which we need to fulfill from the Indian side. But from the spinning side, where we represent, I think we have one of the best machines available. And as a general in India, the production, the quality output of the yarn is one of the best in the world. The question is on the scalability. The question is whether we really are in a position to become a manufacturing hub to the world. That's where scalability comes in. So scalability is something which is happening and will happen now, because India has never been an industry with a very exponential run up, year over year. It has been more on a linear pattern. So you see a very steady and a very firm, increase, yes, in the spindle capacity, with a result that you will not see really mills just closing down because the market turned on the other side. So there are years of expansion, there are years of consolidation. I think this has held us in very good stead as we look back and see our 45, 50 million spindles working today in this market in comparison with other countries. So sustainability has been a big part. So India is definitely looking towards the world, is understanding their needs and requirements. Now there are certain changes there also, because the world is say 70% synthetic, 30% cotton. India predominantly is on the other side. We are 60% now and 40%, 60% cotton and 40% synthetic. And we have a big domestic market also. So that's a very positive thing which we have on the Indian on the Indian textile industry canvas. In fact, we have a whole gamut of the entire textile value chain available. So that gives us a lot of advantage. It gives us a lot of insulation when the world market fails, or when there is a big shake up in the world market. The Indian domestic market has been very, very supportive. We have seen it in the past. We have seen it just a year ago. So we cannot ignore that. Apart from that, the world market requirements, be it recyclable, circular economy, they need more of synthetic, active wear, what kind of yarns which we could produce, or PSF is available. And India is slowly waking up to that call, and we are really strengthening our foundations. When I talk about foundations, I'm just talking about the PLI scheme which has been introduced. I'm talking about the mega parks, the PM Mitra parks, which have been not just introduced, but even funds have been allocated. I'm talking about the 5 Fs of our Honorable Prime Minister. So you are talking about from farm to fiber to fashion and then foreign. So these are very profound statements, not just statements. They have a backing that we can do it and we will do it. So we have given ourselves, say, 5 years times from now on. And I think with the government backing up these policies very well, in a few years, India should really have a much better respectable position than what it currently has.
Yeah. How do you consider India ITME Society exhibitions? How they are doing well? How was your past experience? And then what are the things which you need to talk about as far as exhibitions are concerned?
I've been seeing India ITME's exhibition since '94. When I came to the industry in '92. So it's been a long time. At least I have seen more than 5 or 6 such exhibitions. The first feeling which comes to my mind when I look up at India ITME Society is they know what they're doing. They understand the sentiments of the market. They understand the sentiments of the global market. The infrastructure which they have been providing and improvising over the years is in tune with whatever is available latest in the market. There's a very nice feeling, when we work with the management of India ITME Society. It's very friendly, it's very informal, and you get a lot of comfort when you talk, to the management. They have vision. The way and the manner in which they are promoting their exhibitions, not just in India but also abroad, is quite phenomenal. And I'm quite proud that India ITME Society has been consistent, they have been persistent, and by their sheer perseverance, they have come up to this level where we have world-class exhibitions in India, and they can match with any other international exhibitions which are happening elsewhere in the world in terms of textile machinery. So proud of them.
Mr. Vikas Charan, thank you very much for your time. It was indeed pleasure to interact with you, understand Saurar in totality, manufacturing, process control, as well as how you have taken care of your employees and even the families during pandemic. So great interaction with you. It was my pleasure, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Avinash. Thank you once again for the time taken and asking me certain relevant questions. Was very happy to answer you. Once again, on behalf of Saurar, I thank India ITME Society for giving us an opportunity to talk and express our views. Thank you so much.
Viewers, let me introduce Mr. Tapas Nandi, who is Regional Sales Director of Saurar and taking care of twisting solutions. In fact, if you ask me, whenever it comes to twisting, I know only one person who can answer my questions is Mr. Tapas Nandi.
Thank you, Mr. Avinash Maikar, for introducing me. It is a privilege to talk to you on this platform again.
When it comes to Saurar, it means sturdy machines, reputed machines, and almost taking care of all the requirements of the customer. How do you come out with your products? Which products, as far as twisting technology is concerned, you would like to talk about, and how you are positioning them in Indian textile industry?
Mr. Maikar, it's a good question. I must say that Saurar, under the Saurar umbrella, this group is Saurar Technologies. And we have the two brands, Alma and Folkman. Folkman is almost 112 years old company, 110 years plus something. It started in 1904 and officially 1910, they started selling pre-winder machines. 1946, Alma was established in Kempten, south of Germany. So 1947 onwards, they started producing machines, rings twisting machines. So these two companies together is now under Saurar as a twisting business operations. And the experience in the market with different types of twisting machines, the R&D work which they are carrying out since beginning, and today our R&D work is happening, all research and development in Krefeld and in Kempten, these two locations in Germany. We have the factories in Germany as well as in China. In China, we started operation or manufacturing sometimes in 1999. Today, it is a common feeling of the customers that maybe the machines coming from China is not up to the mark or could be a level below that the machines coming from Germany. It could be true for many other companies, but today this company almost 22 years in the market from China, and the market which we are catering for the machineries of twisting machines. For example, the top grade high-tech machines like tire cord machines. Then we have a fine glass filament machines, the glass twisting machines, glass twisters, and the staple machines, twisting machine 241 twister, we produce in this factory in China. The market, where the market is, the market for this tire cord, market for staple fiber twisting is in and around China, Asia, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Turkey. We still produce 241 twisting machine for staple even in Germany. That is only for few customers in that European market who still wants that machine should come from German factory. Otherwise, the machine is up to the mark and is very high quality, particularly the machines like CC5, the latest tire cord machines, and the glass twister machines. These machines are top-notch, high-quality machines with completely computer-controlled servo drive and most modern machine. These are manufactured in our state-of-the-art plant in China. Similarly, the machines which mainly in India, we are still selling machines coming from China, and 95% of our population, which is coming in India to some big companies as well, are also coming from China. So the quality is maintained even though it is coming from China. And I must say, people in India who wants to invest or want to spend for the new machines, if the machines, basically twisting machines, the quality comes on the production level, power consumptions. These are the two important parameters which has to be considered when you invest in twisting. Irrespective of what kind of yarn you are twisting, whether it's a glass, whether it is cotton staple fiber yarn, polyester yarn, or tire cord yarn. So twist quality from start to end is important. And the power consumptions. For last 25 to 30 years, our machines, when I started my career selling these machines, the machines which some of the machines are still running. And today the machines which we are offering, same quality of product is coming out, twisted yarn, but the power consumption is almost 35 to 40% less. That means unit per kg of production is much less. So that is the benefit which we have done. And this is the outcome of our research, which we have constantly done. There are followers. There are some companies who are trying to follow our product lines and then our technology, copying our product. But still, we are still the pioneer and the leader in this marketplace.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tapas Nandi. It was real great pleasure to interact with you, understand Saurabh philosophy, technology, as well as after sales service support.